Good morning, champions. Happy Monday. Glad to be back. Today's day 14 of the Ask Me Anything challenge, and today's topic is going to be around Dream Team. Before I get started, I'm going to introduce myself to the new champions that are following this page. My name is Omotola the Great. I am the lead consultant here at the Funding Magnet. Our mission is to aid and support at least 1,000 nonprofits to fully fund their mission and their vision this year. We do that through training, workshops, and providing you with the knowledge and insight you need to fully fund your organization. We believe that you don't have to go broke to make a difference, and that you can make a living while making a difference. We're here to support you and ensure that you have all you need to thrive as a champion, as a change maker. We know that starting a nonprofit can be lonely, and we want you to know that you're not alone and that what you do matters, and we're here to encourage you and support you along the way. So this series was born out of this questions that have been asked over time, asking about how to fund my organization, how to create a process and things like that. And so today I'm going to focus on Dream Team and how you can get your dream team to support the work that you do. Like I've said in my previous videos, first and foremost, you need to build your nonprofit or your project or your program around your lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you want? That should be very important, because we don't want you to create a nonprofit that takes the joy out of you, that takes you away from your ultimate goal. Yes, you want to change lives. Yes, you want to transform communities. Yes, you want to make a difference in the world. But if what you're doing is not in alignment with your true core, because we know as an individual, you have so many hats that you're wearing. You have so many things that you're committed to. So the goal is to create a nonprofit that makes sense for whatever stage of life that you're in, that makes sense for your current standing right now. And so it's very important that you take the time to build and design a nonprofit around your lifestyle and the goals that you want to accomplish. And the way to ensure that you can do that effectively is to look for other people who care about what you care about, who care about the population, who care about the community, who care about the location, who care about the problems, the challenges that you're trying to solve. If you can get these people to surround you and to support you, it's become easier for you to be able to do this work. But if you don't have those support system, if something happened in your life, then that means your nonprofit has to either stop or close up, or you have to pause it for in like a long time to come. And so having a team and having a dream team is going to be very critical to the success and to the sustainability of your work. Also, it takes away the pressure from you being like, I'm the only one, I must do everything. So it's very important that right from the beginning, no matter how small, no matter how many months of existence that you're in, that you build a dream team that can support you, that can help you to further your mission. Because by yourself, you can go just a bit far, but with the support of other people, the right people on the bus, on your team, it's going to be easier for you to reach more people and to spread and expand your impact to a greater height. And so having a team, it's very critical. And then I know one of the questions that I was asked was, but how do I have a team if I don't have the money to pay any of my team members yet? What does that look like? So I'm going to share different ways that you can look about recruiting team members who you may not be able to pay, but they still can support your work. Also, I'm going to talk about different kind of team members that you can have on your board. And so let's get into that. So when I mean your dream team, I'm not just talking about volunteers or staff that you pay. It's a combination of at least 4 levels of people. The first will be your board members. So your board members are going to be part of your dream team. Your board members are people who help in the governance and also in setting the regulations for what you guys do and ensuring that you are in alignment with your mission and your vision. So you need board members. So depending on the country or continent you're in, you need at least 3 to 10 board members to be on your board. And so getting the right people who can support your board, who can support you, will be so important and critical, because as a funder, you cannot wear all the hats of being the funder, the executive director, being the president of the board, being the secretary, being the vice president, being the treasurer, and every other committee members that you need on your board. And so taking the time to really fish out and find the right people who have what I call the 3 T's: time, who can give you the time, the talent, that means their expertise, and treasure, their money. They must put their money where their mouth is. All of those things are very critical, so that way the stress is reduced from you, and you're not just the only one trying to put on these many different arts, and at the end of the day you're failing at everything. I rather have you pick one and do it well, and have other people on your team who can do that and do it well as well. And so it's very important that you have board members who can support you in the management of your nonprofit or your project. And then so that's the first part of team members that you need. Then the second part will be your staff members or volunteer. And so let's say you're still a one-man shop and you're not sure how you can go about raising funds for your work. It can be as simple as looking for interns. So maybe right now you don't have the money to hire paid staff, full-time paid staff to support your nonprofit and the work that you do. So the next thing you can do, the next best thing, is to look for interns. There are a lot of universities or colleges around you who need their students to go for internship before they can graduate. And so that's another way that you can bring up a dream team member. If you can partner with universities and colleges and polytechnics around you to say, you know what, we need people who are maybe have business, who are business savvy, or people in communications, or people in the social work or counseling or psychology field, or people in the educational field, students who can be tutor and teach and mentor our students. So depending on what you need, and one way that you can figure out what you need is to sit down and say, okay, this is our mission, this is our vision. And we talked about program design 2 days ago. So looking through that, what are the inputs? What do you need to be successful for your program? What do you need to be successful for your project that you're doing? And so that way you can identify the different jobs or job description or this different position that you need to fill. So once you've done that, then it's easier to start looking for either universities or colleges or even like programs within a university that match and have students for what you want to do. And so you can create an internship program and then use that to support your work and help get those people on board. And so that's one way that you can do that. Another way is to do call for volunteers. You are on social media right now, right? You have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have Instagram, and so many other places. You can use that opportunity. There may be people who will not be able to give you money right now, but they have a lot of time to give. They have some expertise, they have some talents that they want to use to make a difference in the world. So why don't you have a call for volunteer? But you need to be very clear when you're calling out for volunteer. Make sure you have something for them to do. One of the issues I see with a lot of nonprofits, like, yes, they call for volunteers, but when those volunteers shows up, they don't have anything for those volunteers. They don't have any, and then it becomes such a mess. And then those volunteers don't feel fulfilled. They feel as if they're just wasting their time, or because of lack of proper planning and orientation of the volunteers, they don't show up on time, they don't show up at all. And so at the end of the day, you end up disappointing the population or the community that you're trying to serve. And so it's very important that whether as an intern or whether as volunteers, you have standard operating procedure that this is what you are committing to. These are how many hours. This is per week or per day or per month. This is when we expect you to show up. This is our rule about being on time. If you're not going to be here, then you need to contact us in advance, how many hours in advance or how many days in advance, so that if you can have all of this settled, then it's easier to be able to manage the people, and then everybody feel as if they are contributing and they are making a difference for sure as well. And so that's another way that you can get your dream team on board. Then the third type of people that you need on your dream team are your beneficiaries as well. It's not just you cannot just consider them as, oh, they're just participating. They are part of your team because you have a theory of change. You have something that you want to make happen in the world, right? And so for that to happen, you need to carry them along. You need to always have conversations with them to say, okay, what has changed? What has not changed? What should we start doing? What should we stop doing? What should we continue to do as an organization? And so it's very important that you need to talk to your beneficiaries, they're on your team, like check in on them, make sure everything is going well. Don't just think that, oh, we're helping them, and so because of that, whatever we say goes. That will be a disaster, a formula for disaster. And so it's very important that you carry them along, you share with them their progress, and encourage them to continue, because if at the end of the day your no result is forthcoming, they were not better off after they've been in your program for a certain amount of time, then why should the funder fund you? And so you need to work closely with your beneficiaries and make sure that your theory of change that you're implementing is actually working and making a difference for them, and they can be the one to tell you more than any other person. And so it's very important that you carry them along, and you definitely have those kind of conversations with them. And then the last kind of dream team that you need on your team will be your funders and partners or supporters. And so these are very critical. Without them, you cannot do the work that you do. So it's not enough to have your board. It's not enough to have the beneficiaries, the participants who will benefit from your program or project. It's not enough to have the interns or the volunteers. But if you don't have supporters, people who either give in kind or cash to support your work, then your work is going to be capped, or you're going to close up and you're not going to be sustainable. And so it's very important that you create a plan, not just to get money and fundraise from these people, but to steward them and to definitely carry them along and communicate to them the progress you're making and how they are making a difference, and how they are the heroes, and how they are helping you to do good and to keep the good going. And so it's very, very important that you take the time to do this and really create a stewardship plan for these funders, for these supporters, for this partner. Because if you don't do that, if you don't create those plans and you don't have it, yes, they might give you one time, and then after that they don't give you again, and then you wonder why. Because you didn't take the time to cultivate and nurture the relationship. You treated them as a one-night stand. And like I said, we don't want to treat our funders, our donors, our supporters as one-night stand. It's not going to help you to be profitable. It's not going to help you to be sustainable. It's not going to help you to fully fund your budget. Your goal is to cultivate the relationship and design a plan that every single time that they give, you have a nurturing sequence. That if they've given to me now, we send a thank you, we send a receipt. Then after that, then we communicate to them once a month or twice a month to say, this is what we're doing, this is what your money is doing, this is the impact you're making. Not that you just ask, they give to you, and then you disappear for like a few months or a year. Then the next time that you need money, you come back to them again. So all of these different type of dream team members are all important, and you need to create a plan and have a system to make sure that you can treat them right and that they can be for your good. And just to recap again, like I said, you need your board members. That's the first part of your dream team. Then you need your staff or volunteers or interns. That's the second one. Then your beneficiary are also part of your dream team, and their community too. And then the fourth is your funders, your donors, your supporters, and your partners. And so if you can do all of these four things right, the chance of you being profitable, the chance of you being sustainable, and the chance of you being impactful is very, very, very high. And so it's highly important that you sit down, look at the structure of your organization now, look at what you have. Do you have the right people on your bus, and are they at the right seat or right position? And so you need to do an audit to check, okay, where are we missing? What other kind of team members don't we have? Where are we struggling? What kind of position do we need to fill? And so if you take the time to examine, and thankfully this month is the last month in the first quarter, so you still have so many time, you still have so many opportunity to make those amendments, make those changes to help you and to be able to serve the people that you want to serve and nurture them in the right way. And so I hope you found this helpful. As always, we're just a DM away. If you have specific question, feel free to send a DM or put it in the comment as well. Also, I have a free masterclass that is coming up next week, on April 5th, and it's going to be at 12:30 p.m. Central Time and 6:30 p.m. West African Time. and it's free. It's just for an hour. So click the link in the bio to sign up as well. If you're also interested in other classes and training, there's also a link in the bio where it tells you to click on learn more about TFM Digital Academy. I hope that this was impactful for you, and I wish you a fantastic week. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, to go over a different topic that I've been asked about as well. And also, as always, keep doing good and enjoy your day. See you all tomorrow.